This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is Power Nickel CEO, Mr. Terry Lynch. How are you today, Terry?
Gerardo, I'm doing great, man. Good to talk to you. It's good that you had. I hope you had a good turkey dinner, and you're working your way through those great calories.
You know, we're about to get a good jog on here in a bit, go grab a cup of coffee, and then get ready for the second workout later on in the day. So yes, sir, it was a great holiday, great food, great company, great drinks. I hope the same for you. I know you've been on the road, and we had a brief conversation off air, and I kind of I stopped it because I said, Terry, this is it's one, it's interesting, and two, it's really fascinating, and I wanted to capture some of it on air. I also, of course, want to talk about completing hole 80 and stepping out an additional 150 meters along strike west from the Lion Zone, right? So before we get to the specifics of that step out hole and what you're doing with the database there, tell me about your recent travels, because you've been all over the place. I see you on social media, and frankly, it's been hard keeping up with you.
Yeah. You know what? We got invited by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to come and visit Saudi Arabia and to see what they're doing there, and it's really amazing. You know, they're obviously that part of the world, they've got tons of financial resources, and they're using them in a pretty unique way. They've made a decision. MBS has to His Royal Highness to basically make mining the number 3 industry in the country. So you got oil and gas, obviously, and tourism, and then now mining. And they're going from like pretty much ground zero. Like they've done very little mining in the kingdom. Yet land base wise, it's basically the same land, effectively geologically, as Egypt, Turkey, Sudan. So you think about all the great discoveries in those countries, and really nothing to speak of in Saudi. Why is that? Well, they just haven't looked. But now they've done airborne over the whole country. They're doing if you can believe it, downhole EM, segmentally over big chunks of the country, and all that's going to be available, in a digital database that you can get in and look at. And so they're going at things in an amazing sort of way, and you can bid on projects there that have some good bones, like some good, good baseline, green opportunities. And in the first couple million, effectively, and your exploration spend eventually gets back to you. So it's an amazing spot to go that's got, I think, significant mineral prospectivity. Yet it's cost effective to get into, and of course they're trying to grow their ecosystem. So they want to sort of introduce you to their family offices who are interested to invest in mining. So it's interesting to go from a world over here where we struggle to get investors and get people turned on to mining, and then you go over there and it's like, here's like one of probably the richest country in the world, and saying, hey, we're going to make this, a big part of our country. It's going to be number 3, and we've got like billions to invest. And it's like, holy cow! It's nice to sort of meet that. And of course, you meet the people, and the people are people like everywhere. They want to do business with people they know, like, and trust, and we want to do the same. And it's that's how sort of partnerships and investments happen, by people getting to know people and projects that are worthy. So it was obviously early days, just a initial thing. I know Rob McEwen's been over there, Friedman's been over there. Everyone, the smart guys, are getting over there and getting engaged. And so when you get an opportunity for us as a small guy, it was something we decided was a worthwhile investment to do. So we went over there, did that, and so that was sort of a good week. And then then I literally went on the plane from Riyadh to Dubai to Montreal to Namaska in like about, I guess it took me about 40 hours. It was a haul. So we got to Namaska last week, and we always like to get up to the site and see how things are going, and meet with our partner, the First Nations, James Bay Cree, who are just a wonderful partner, and caught up with them and had some conversations. And then we're able to see, we're drilling some pretty exciting ground right now. And so, I'm able to see how the core gets moved, from the helicopters, from the drill rig to the site, and just, walk through the whole process. It's pretty, we were talking off camera about how amazing the set of technologies mining puts together to make it possible to explore these lands, which are in the hinterlands of most of these countries and turn them into productive copper that brings you electrical power to your house, or nickel that becomes the EV battery that's in your car, or the platinum watch band you've got. It's pretty powerful to see all the logistics coming together and working well. So it was great to do that, and now we're back in Toronto. We're just meeting with some investors who've obviously had some great news out this week, and we can talk about that in a sec, I guess.
Yeah, let's get right into it, right? The reason that you are over in different frontiers and new frontiers isn't just because you're a nice guy and you like to talk about your project, right? It's because you seem to have spectacular grade, increasing scale. I am, of course, talking about your Nisk project and the analogs there. And I think it's why you've attracted some world-class talent to the team. Let's talk about the latest developments there. You are stepping out, or you have stepped out, an additional 150 meters along strike. And you're also now publishing the drill assay database to date for the Lion Zone on the company's website, which I really, really like. I love transparency in the business. I think it's good for the space. Can you speak to both those things there?
Yeah. So, I mean, what we tried to do with this press release is to, and I think it was good. We brought on John Evanson, JC, to help us, do a better job of communicating to what we perceive as, the institutional investor, the more professional investor in mining. It's not that we weren't trying to do the job before, but I think JC sort of made us realize, hey, look, I don't think you've presented the big picture yet to these guys, and we really should. So the first objective of the press release was to sort of show how far we've already come, right? We've got 550 meters of amazingly consistent and fantastic strike length. And that's what we tried to show in the chart, is to show, just how many great intersections we've had, how consistent they've been in terms of size and in grade. And I think that the press release did a good job of laying that out there. And, it's not every day we run into 32 meters or 7% anywhere in the world, anywhere in the last 30 years. I mean, it's just crazy. So we've had this amazing discovery, and now it's over quite a big chunk of already existing sort of proven mineralized area. And then what we wanted to do is set the stage so that you can see that, hey, what we see is that this discovery is basically on this ultramafic contact point that, visibly is like 1.85. We think it could stretch as far as 7 kilometers, but visibly there's 1.85 of it that we know. And we've drilled this 550, and obviously that's been super productive. And then we stepped out another 150 and banged it again. Now, we don't have the results yet on that, but just as we've been showing the pictures when we have the great results, this zone, when you hit it, Gerardo, it's quite visible. It's not like rocket science to know that you hit the zone, and it's done very well. So that'll come. We hope get some assays out before Christmas on that, and certainly in January more, because we've been hitting more of them. So this, the objective was to try and show, the world how big it already is, how successful we've already been, how amazingly consistent the scale has been in terms of the thickness and in the grade across the whole band of the mineralized area that we've certainly explored so far, and how big it could be, and I think that's what we're trying to sort of communicate, and why we're spending the money going out there and talking to people, letting them know this, because we think, everyone that comes on your show would say their stock is undervalued, but we would take the same place. But I think what's interesting about ours, unlike many, is we're cashed up. We don't need any cash, and we're delivering catalyst after catalyst. So this thing is getting ready for a major move, I believe. It's sort of like, remember back in the spring, we were having this conversation, and I said, look, this thing is ready. I don't know when it's going to pop, but it's going to pop. And shortly thereafter it did. I get in that right now, because it's just like that we're continuing to deliver the catalyst. We don't need cash, and I think this thing is getting ready to charge.
No, look, I think 2025 is going to be a blockbuster year in the commodity space. I think you've positioned perfectly. We've been saying this, in fairness to you and myself. We've been saying this since the stock was trading in the teens, right? In the high teens. And so here we are close to trading in dollars and not cents. I think 2025 is the year where you actually break through and trade in dollars
Yep.
in that sense. What comes in 2025? Set the table for me, Terry.
Yeah, so we're well along the way on a 30,000 meter drill program. So we haven't reported a single result off of that. So obviously the results from that will be what drives us, because it'll, again, we think, extend the strike length even further to show that it's sort of, this shape is sort of like, it's interesting. It's almost like a mushroom shape. So it's like at the top, it's spread. So we're getting like, that's why, you know, we hit that 32 meters at 7%. That was at 110 meters of depth. And we know that west of that, we're still hitting it. Yet, of course, it's also open at depth. You know, but of course, you know, being, you know, small cap junior miners, you do your cheap exploration first, because
No doubt.
hello.
Yeah, get that part right. Absolutely.
So let's do the, you know, shallow drilling that's productive first, both east and west, and we're going to do that. And then of course we'll go at depth. But this thing is so the next 30,000 meters will take us to the end of April. And, you know, we'll have, we got 2 rigs there now. We're adding a third just after Christmas, and probably a fourth. And, you know, we've got a lot of targets. So we did a lot of brain work, I would say, with Steve Beresford and the team, GeoVector and Ken Williamson. And they've done a great job. There's some amazing tools for nickel and copper sulfide bodies. What the downhole EM is just amazing. You when you drill a hole, it's a 6-inch diameter, but when you run the tool down it turns it into 200 meter diameter. So it gives you a great idea about what's around you for the next 200 meters. So you can see if it's consistent, then you know you can step out like 150 meters and bang another hole, knowing highly likely that's going to be good. So that's been the tool of choice, and that's what led us to such great and fast expansion. So we're doing a lot more of that. And yeah, so I mean, it's sort of like, you know, we just keep on pushing the envelope here, both east, west, and south, and get that news out to the folks. We publish the data for a couple reasons. One, we're like you. When I'm an investor, I like transparency. I like to do my own calculations, read through all the bullshit from guys like me. It's like I want to sort of run my own, you know. So you know, I think other people want to do the same. So we put that out there. So, you know, people want to put that in Leapfrog and model it up. They'll come to the same numbers. You know, they'll come to very similar numbers that we're seeing, and those are exciting numbers. And that's just the start. So I think that'll get out there. We're about to embark on a metallurgy program to show the metallurgical recoveries we could expect from the Lion Zone. So that'll be good. I think we're expecting, you know, really good recoveries there. I mean, I talked about that with Robert Friedland, you know, before he invested. He obviously, Platte Reef is obviously one of his big projects down in South Africa. Amazing, you know, project that is. And they're getting high 80s and low 90 recoveries there. And he said, look, I don't see anything deteriorous in your aura. So that was exciting. But obviously we need to flush that out, so that that'd be one of the things we could give the analysts is the metallurgical studies, and that'll help them come up with better numbers, that we think. So yeah, it's going to be action packed, right? I mean, we really have a lot of great stuff to come, you know, and it's all science based, and we're all fully funded. So yeah, we're as junior mining goes, we're just about as good as it gets. We're so blessed.
No, listen, you're in the sweet spot. I think 2025 is going to be a banner year in the commodity space. You're cashed up. You have the technical acumen. You got a project. You got a tiger by the tail. Should be fun to see this play out. Great having you back on, Terry. Let's chat, hopefully before year end, as those assays come in.
Okay, sounds good, man. Have a great day.
All right, take care out there. Cheers now. Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.